Welcome to our photography class website. The link is vphsphoto.com. You could also put in the link that you see here at the top. They will be linked from Google Classroom. So you can also just be in Google Classroom and hit the link to drive yourself to this website. Here on the left, we have the navigation. So this is the home page here where you will find the daily agenda. There's also our bell schedule, which is new for all of us, so we might need to reference it to remind ourselves of the times and the class periods that we're in for this quarter. Also, the master student calendar, which shows holidays and other important information about when the end of the quarter is and other grading period windows. So you can select either of those, and they'll open up in a secondary window. Going back to the navigation panel on the left, you have a little bit about me. There's a lovely photograph and a little bit of a bio, and down below, some pictures of my family. Next is the contact page. So if you want to add me to your contacts quickly, you can simply scan this with your phone. If you are on your phone, that's going to be hard to do to take a look at this QR code, but you can just open up your camera, go to the QR code, and all of my contact information will be added to your contacts. You can also submit a form if you want. So if you don't want to save all this information, you just want to send me a quick message, there's a form here that you can select and it'll send the information to me. Next page is a student photography page. So these are a bunch of little mini galleries that are filled with student work from the past few years, going back, I think, to 2014 at least. There could be some that are earlier than that, but I'm still working on adding things to these galleries. And of course, more galleries will be added once student work comes in. Next, we have the lessons. So our agenda will drive what we're doing each day, and it'll tell you which lesson we're working on. So the opening lesson is a lesson 0, and it has everything that we're going to be doing the first few days of class. They're all right here. And new things will be added, so this won't be the only thing that we're doing. And then you can click this to go to the next unit, and it'll take you to Unit 1, the unit that we'll be working on after our first week. All that information will be here. Again, there's videos, there's images, there's presentations, Edpuzzles, all kinds of content here that we'll be working on. It gives you a little chance to see what's going on, in the upcoming weeks. Next is the assignments. So assignments, we're going to be turning in everything through Google Classroom, which means that you will need to go to Google Classroom to submit the work. A lot of the assignments on this website will have a button for you to link straight to Google to turn in your assignments. Also, if your work is severely late, like over a week late, there is a form for you to fill out to submit your work into the form and explain what went wrong or why it's late. You also may resubmit assignments for a better grade. And this is the form you would use for both of those, late work and resubmissions. Next, we have a resources page. We'll grade everything in here based on a rubric. So there are links to the different style of rubrics we'll be using. In this drop-down menu, I have a couple local photo suppliers. Students always ask me for places to buy cameras or to get supplies for their cameras, and these are 2 that are close. There's a couple of helpful tutorials. Number 1 is like adding the applications to your library. That's a hot link right there. And also this is a link straight to the class YouTube page, which has tons of tutorials and we'll be adding as the year goes on. And a couple fun infographics on photography about the rules of composition and a quick cheat sheet that kind of shows you how your aperture works and how shutter speed and ISO and white balance all work together. We'll go over this more in the future, but I just like this graphic. Lastly, we have our calendar. So the calendar is generated from the assignments in Google Classroom. So as you can see, these are all the things that we'll be working on in the first couple weeks of school. And it seems like there are a lot of things here, but some of these are just quick 2-question forms that you fill out. Others are polls for mood of the day, like how are you feeling today? You assign yourself a number based on an image. It's mostly for fun, but it also gives me a sense of who you are and what you like and what you don't like. So that's a quick tour of the website. This website works really well if you're from a mobile device or from a tablet. a Chromebook or a physical computer, whether it's a desktop or a laptop. It's very user-friendly. These are also other communication tools that we'll be using this year. This here is the email and other contact. This is our video sharing. We're going to possibly be using Zoom. We may also be using Google Meet. A link to Classroom, a link to our class Instagram, class Twitter, and of course that YouTube link again. So excited to see you all.